Hello friends, and welcome to the second day of rocks. I am a rock hound. That means that I like to go out and I look for rocks and I like to find interesting rocks. For example, up Door County, there's a beach that has these great flat rocks like that, and you can stack them just like that picture above me. These are also great skipping rocks. Remember in the book yesterday, they mentioned skipping rocks, and these are great skipping rocks. So I have my whole collection, well not my whole collection, but the collection I would have had out on the tables for you guys. I'll show you. I always would have them out on the tables in this thing, and you could come and touch them and pick them up because rocks, as you know, have lots of textures. They have smooth textures like the skipping rock. They have very bumpy textures like this beautiful, beautiful purple amethyst cluster. Oh, remember I showed you the other amethyst. I don't know if I have it out anymore. I don't. And it was kind of more whitish, but that, and look at sparkly. How could you walk by something that's sparkly? This is citrine, and it's orange, so of course I love it. And some of these rocks, of course, you have to get in the store. You can't always find these on the streets, but this one in particular, people find these up in Grand Marais all the time, I guess. Next we have rock with mica. Do you see that sparkly stuff? That's mica, and if it was all mica, it would flake off. Mica is a stone that's very brittle, so it flakes off. Some of you may have been out exploring or out in out west. Sometimes we find these too, and may have found geodes. Geodes look like this on the outside. They tend to have, here's a little one too, a rough exterior. They kind of look like if they were put together and you saw this rock sitting on the ground, you go, oh, that's an ugly rock, right? But pick it up, because if it doesn't feel as heavy as you think it is, when you break it open, it's going to have these beautiful crystals inside. Look at that. Like I was saying yesterday, nature's little miracles, nature's little surprises out in the wild. I found this one in Wisconsin. I'm not sure what it is. It's just some kind of a quartz. It wasn't a geode because geodes tend to have a center like that, almost like a little cave. But isn't that gorgeous? And when you're walking in the sunshine, of course this picks up all the light and you can see it. Now this is an agate that somebody found. Again, it doesn't look like anything special on the outside, but when it's polished, somebody polished this and it's got so many layers. You just get to see the layers and the beauty of the rocks. Again, found this out walking up in Door County. Just a sparkly rock. I know, I'm so silly. I love rocks, and that's how you find wishing rocks too, right? Okay, I'm going to show you some other ones. This is called a desert rose. It's kind of looks like a flower, but it has all these weird shapes, and this has a very rough texture. This is called golden cat's eye, because a lot of people think that it looks like a cat's eye. Cats their eyes especially in the dark, if you see a cat's eye, you'll see that it kind of glows a little bit, and that's golden cat's eye. And this is very smooth, as is hematite. Hematite is kind of a really dark silver, and I do think that this hematite, it might be magnetic, but I don't have a magnet to try it on. Very smooth, again. Amber, very smooth. It's an orange, clear type stone. A lot of times you'll find fossils that have like a bug or insect, some type of insect in the amber. This one I love. This one is called citrine. And of course, you know I love it because it's kind of got an orange look to it. Citrine. Let's see. Now, sodalite, I think I have two kinds of sodalite. There's a sodalite just like this, and then this one with the orange in it. And of course, I love blue and orange. Did you know there was a blue and orange rock? There is. It's called sodalite. You don't drink it. It's just called sodalite. This is another one of my really, really favoriteest stones. It's called azurite, and it's a very, very deep navy blue. And you can't even tell. It's super sparkly. Super sparkly. It's kind of got a weird, it's kind of sparkly on the top. It's got a little bit of green on the back. And it's itty bitty tiny, but see how it sparkles. I really do love the way that rocks feel. I guess that's why I like to find them, because they have energies. I really think that they have energies. I think this is serpentine or jade. I'm not too sure. Maybe your moms and dads know more. This is a polished wishing rock. See the line all the way around it? I am not sure what kind of stone it is. It might be jasper. And coral, if you're on the beach, coral gets petrified, as does wood. This is petrified brain coral, and this is petrified wood. Petrified wood, you know, wood is usually kind of hollow sounding, but this becomes a rock, and it's probably very, very old. You can kind of see the texture of the wood in it, right? The other thing I have is fool's gold. Why do you think they call that fool's gold? They call it fool's gold because people, when they were mining for gold, would find this and go, oh my goodness, this big chunk of gold is going to make me a rich man or woman. They'd bring it in to get the value of it, and the guy would say, this isn't gold, this is fool's gold. So, fooled ya. That's why it's called fool's gold. These two rocks are jasper. I think this one is leopard jasper, because obviously the colors are kind of the color of a leopard. And this one I think is picture jasper. A lot of times this kind of jasper will almost have a pattern in the rock that looks like a picture. And they are absolutely beautiful. This is rose quartz. It's kind of a peachy color, but it's rose quartz. It's really beautiful. It's kind of see-through, but not. This has a really fun, strong name. It's called snowflake obsidian. Now this is raw. So the difference between raw and, I wish I had a sample of the same thing, but the difference between raw and polished is this is raw and this is polished. The raw one tends to have really sharp edges, and it's smooth to the touch, but not smooth, like slidey smooth, like a polished stone would have. And the polished stone always has nice, smooth edges, right? So that is snowflake obsidian. The obsidian part is the black, the shiny black stuff. Oh, I'm mixing up my stuff here. Let me see, what else do I have here? This is howlite, white with gray. I have the clear crystal. So we had the rose crystal. This is crazy lace agate, I think. You can find lots of agates up in Duluth. And I think that's it for this tray. But then I brought some stuff from home. First of all, one of you, you know who you are, gave me this beautiful necklace. And this beautiful necklace has all sorts of stones. They're actually the colors of the chakra, but we won't go into that. But they're kind of the colors of the rainbow, right? I know this orangey one is called carnelian, and I love carnelian, but when I wear this, it feels very powerful. I also have, remember yesterday I showed you that labradorite? Well, this is my labradorite necklace. And if you were here in person, the reason I picked this pendant out, the pendant is the part that's surrounded with the silver, is because I thought it looked like a Claude Monet painting. So I wear that because I love it. And Miss Sarah, when she was up in, where was it? Up north, above Duluth. I'm forgetting what it was. But when the place where her and Johnny found all your wishing rocks that you're going to get, she knew I loved labradorite. And she brought me home this one. See that light again? See how it shines? Oh, you can tell it's labradorite because it almost looks like it's alive. And it feels, I just love the way it feels. And then this crystal. Ooh, this almost looks like something that Elsa would make from Frozen, right? That's just a clear crystal. Okay, so you saw my azurite. This is called ruby fuchsite, and this is a wand. And a lot of times they'll make stones into this because they think they have different powers, and you can use it for that. But it's green with little purple things in it. I just like the green and the purple together. This next one's one of my favorite, and we've just been learning about something called bumblebees. This is bumblebee jasper. I wonder why they called it bumblebee jasper. Could it be that it's kind of orangey, yellowy, and black? Isn't that great? I love it. Jasper comes in a lot of different colors. The next one is, again, a rough. So the bumblebee jasper is polished because it's shiny, it's smooth. And this next one is called lapis lazuli, and it's rough. It hasn't been polished. When it is polished, and you can't really tell, but it's got golden flakes in it. Not real gold, but golden flakes. When you polish this, it gets to be a beautiful deep blue. But I just liked the shape, and I like to get sometimes the raw stones too. The next one, I hope I can pronounce it right. It's called chrysocolla, and I call this my earth rock because it's got green and blue and brown. Chrysocolla. And the last three I'm going to show you. This one is called apatite. It kind of looks like the lapis lazuli, but the lapis lazuli has gold flecks in it, and this is kind of more of a sky blue. It's kind of got a sparkle to it too, and this is more of a deep blue. So this one is lapis lazuli, this one is apatite. This one's called serpentine, and I don't know if you can see it very well. It's called serpentine because it's green with like another green serpentine or swirling through it. And my last one is smoky quartz. This is Miss Maddie's, one of her favorites. You can't really tell very well, but it's kind of got a smoky quality to it. Let me see. See, that's the clear, and this one's a little smoky. I'm trying to see if you can, maybe if I put a piece of paper up behind it. Yeah, not really. Well, if you were here and you were able to touch it. I love this crystal. Whenever I'm feeling kind of worrisome or I just need some comfort, I put this in my hand and I play with it and I hold it. And that's something that stones are really good for. When you're walking along and you just pick up a stone and you go, I like this rock just because it feels good. It just feels good. Like the last rock in the story. It doesn't have to be a skipping rock or a wishing rock or a sitting rock, a resting rock or a chalk rock. It's just a rock you pick up and you go, this feels really good. This feels really good in my hand. So that's a little bit more about rocks. Again, get out in nature. It's the perfect time. The flowers are blooming, as I said, and there's lots of nature. There's lots of animals running about. And you should look on the ground. Take your time walking. Don't just dart through the forest. Look up at the trees. Look down at the ground. What's happening in the world? This is the best time for that because it's spring. And spring is the time for new beginnings. And with that, I say goodbye. Happy adventuring and rock hounding.